It's like a really good strategy because you just, dude, that's gonna feel so good. The payoff of getting 15-year stakes rolling every year. Ooh, just wait. That's why I think that ladder idea I had is super amazing. Because imagine you just buy one coin and it represents all of that staked hex, but in a ladder form, and then continually, perpetually does 15-year ladders. Like, I don't know if that should work. I think that's possible. I think you can build that. Just buy ladder, because then you still get the payout because you're liquid all each year. You can probably redeem some of the pool if you want to pull out maybe just the interest or something. It depends how you code it. You could have it certain amounts you're allowed to pull out or something. But that would be sick. Because then you wouldn't have to do all these extra transaction costs of like, oh, I've gotta do 15 different stakes, and then each time I gotta. Because also it would save you the transaction cost of each end stake as well, because that's how those contracts work. The encapsulated ones, there's just one end stake for everybody, and the claim fee is way less than end stake costs because it doesn't have to calculate each day you were staked. So, unless money paid to the Ethereum network or even the PulseChain network, whichever one you're on, means more money stays in our ecosystem instead of being. It's like that's a negative externality. If you spend $500 in gas fees to get $500 of hex, well, you didn't make any money. But if you pay $500 of gas, or we'll say $5 of gas fees, and you get $500 hex, then you're like, wow, $495 win. That's also a benefit of encapsulated stuff. And then to get rid of some people, they don't like liquid coins that keep hex stuff liquid like that, because then people sell too early because they don't have the penalty of the end stake thing. We could just have a contract that you can stake the liquidity, like those tokens that represent it, and then you can get even more benefit of like you could earn end stakes of people, like if they end stake in that pool which you're in, to earn some of the other people that if they leave you get some of their tokens split percentage wise. You would actually still have people locked up and risking end stake penalties, even though they could keep it liquid if they wanted to and it represents that. But like having that extra option is extra payout for people who are really diamond handed. I like rewarding people who hold long because they're helping hold the price up for everybody else. I've sacrificed for PulseChain and pulsex. These YouTube algorithms reminds me of that every day. Honestly, I forgot about these projects. Really? You just forgot you sacrificed? Maybe you only put like a little bit of money in or something. Only hears about it through the YouTube algorithm. Nice. Yeah, and this is a good point. Like people who like you got. I mean, it's weird because like if everyone gets the same value, then you have to compare it to like if you had sold. Oh my gosh, yes, that is so true. I didn't even think about that. Were they able to sack before it went to 0? Oh, that's hilarious. Yes. I bet the Luna, UST, and Cell sacrifices wish they sacked it all. Oh my god. How have I not heard this brought up? That should be like a tweet or something. That's hilarious. So people, oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, I guess technically they did. That hasn't paid off yet, but when PulseChain launches, they'll be happy. Not selling until it reaches $1. That's what's up. TestnetV3 or just dude, we're definitely having a TestnetV3, like 1000%. There's no, we launched it. That's not happening. Not happening. You want to make sure everything is secure as possible, do as much testing as possible, and you do that in a public environment with a testnet. And if anything, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a testnet V3B. Okay, so but that's good. A lot of people do not care about security, so Richard and team have to for everyone's sake. Everyone can't not care about security, or you end up with nothing, and that's not good for anyone involved, except for the hacker, I guess. So, but yeah, everyone's got there's the thing is like staking is just bonus on top of the USD gains, so you don't have to stake. If you can wait that long, you get more of the inflation. If the price goes up any at all, plus the inflation that you earned, you just do better than people who just held it. So you like diluted them, but you waited longer, so you get more. It just seems fair, It's just like CDs at the bank. You lock up longer, you get more interest. So this is on the blockchain, and it goes up in USD value a lot, and yeah, Never financial advice on this channel. I feel so bad for the people scared of crypto. How do you change their no vision, simple-minded, uneducated statements? Most of them think crypto equals black plague. Dang. Cognitive living room. Thanks, man. I mean, it does come down to the point where you're like, you can't save everybody. Don't blame yourself. I mean, I try to take responsibility for everything. You have to do things smart and things that scale. And so like having a one-on-one conversation either through Twitter, like if you're just like in the DMs talking to someone, or like texting, or even if it's like if it's a great friend and you really want to convince them, that might be worth it because you might have that friend around for a long time. So that could be worthwhile. But like just a random guy in a bar and, hanging out at a party and he's like, yo, do you know crypto, that sucks, or it's a scam and all that. And he's just like wasting your time and not really taking in the information. I don't think it's worthwhile to like spend all your energy and really feel like you have to convince him. The more you look like you're trying to convince someone of something, the less they really want to be convinced by it. Like if you've ever noticed, the most convincing people are the people you don't even attempt to take the other side, not because like you're intimidated, but because they're just so chill and comfortable with their point of view or what they've researched that you're like, wow, they like know what they're talking about. So there's really no reason to be like, take the other side very much, because they're like, if you really do know your stuff and you're explaining it well, and you are like in a comfortable, laid back, like you're not trying to push it on them, like, yo, you gotta get in, like it's important. But if they should just see kind of from your lifestyle, how you act. Sharing your experience and not being so pushy is usually a good way to get past that type of barrier of a confrontation. Like if you're already at the point of like an argument, and especially if it's in front of other people, they're less likely to take in the information and really think about it. I think maybe an approach difference could help. Because really, if you're just chilling, you're like, well, I mean, it's doing great for me, so I'm just going to keep doing this. And they're like, well, I'm struggling. And you're like, well, maybe try something different, do something else, do something that scales. When crypto really frees your time up, you have time to like learn, all different types of stuff, reading, learning all different ways of like important books to read, like definitely Dale Carnegie, like Funding Jim tells everybody, especially us in crypto Twitter land, where someone says something, and even if it's like positive for Hex, we'll come into their comments and we'll be like, yeah, but you said this 7 months ago, and you said that and this, and it's not. And I'm guilty of this too, and I'm trying to get better at it as well. But it just isn't beneficial or convincing to come in and just point out other people's faults all the time. There are some people that are like, there's the point of no return, and they just are constant scammers. Like there's like Peter McCormick and stuff like that, where they literally scammed everyone. Richard told him to his face, like, you're the scammer. Before BlockFi ever crashed and went bankrupt, he told him, like, you promote this. You are going to get everyone involved wrecked. You promote people losing self-custody. Guess what happened? Dun, dun, dun. Wrecked. Everybody. Same with Pompliano and stuff. Like, these people, they just kind of don't care, I guess, about their audience. They kind of just do it for the money, I guess. So that sucks kind of for crypto, but that's why I like pumping up the Hex crowd and trying to get us to be better. I'm also learning, like, Funding Jim is a great example of how to be cordial in every situation. That guy is a master. Master. If you really want to change minds and help the world and get people on track, it's not by pointing out their flaws and saying you suck and stuff. That should be obvious. How to Win Friends and Influence People. Read that book multiple times, and that'll help you be able to reach some of those people that you felt were unreachable before.